evening, everybody. It's my first time in well over a year. Oh, that cow is not where it belongs. It's supposed to be on that side behind the fence. Instead, it's just in the road. That's how things are here in Fosterdale, New York. As we're driving home from my mom's farm, she got rid of all of her cows. And her chickens. She got a few dogs left. I think one cat. Anywho, what was I gonna say? Parshas Korach. That's this week's parsha. Fascinating little story there, because korach was rebelling against Moses. What was his rebellion really about? Or about, if you're from north of the border. Well, in a certain way, we could say that Korach was the first communist, socialist, Marxist. He was making a claim of equality, when really he just wanted all the power for himself. And isn't that how it always works? Meaning, he was arguing, with kulam kadoshim, and all of the people, all of the congregation, they're all holy. Maduas nasem al kahal Hashem. Why do you, Moses, lift thyself up above the congregation of the Lord? Question, no? That's how these things work, right? So anywho, the Medrash brings, and I think we actually learned that this pre-tzaddik inside, you can look, I think it was last year, Parshas Korach, so you can look back on my old videos. So, Korach said, according to the Medrash, because we see that's right after the Parsha of Tzitzis, that we have the Parshas Korach. After the laws of the fringe garment, then we have Korach's rebellion. So we'll go from Numbers 15 to Numbers 16, right? As one would. So anywho, you have there the laws of the fringe garments, and among those laws is that you have to have techelis. You have to have blue on one of the strings on each corner. Hakana seal techelis, right? So the Medrash says, Midrash, the homiletical teachings of our sages, teach that Korach confronted Moses, and he said, Kol ha'eda kulam kadoshim, right? The whole congregation is holy, and he brought this example, trying to belittle Moses. And he says, what if you have a talis shakulei techelis? What if you have a prayer shawl, and the whole garment is blue? Do you need to attach one more blue string on each on each corner? It's already there. You already got the blue. Whatever significance this blue string has, this whole thing's made out of blue strings. Moses, the answer is yes. You still have to put the blue string. And have to excuse me, the allergies are killing me. I keep pausing to try to blow my nose. It doesn't work. So he says, what if you have a bias molis forum? What if you have a house filled with Bibles, with Torah scrolls? Do you need to have a mezuzah that has two passages from the Bible, from Deuteronomy? You need to have a little parchment with those two passages, roll it up and put it up on the doorpost. You already have the whole house is full of Torah scrolls, that many copies of the whole book of Deuteronomy and the other 4 books of the Torah, of the Pentateuch. What do you need What do you need a little parchment with those two passages that are already many copies of them? Moses says you still need to put the mezuzah. So what is this about? Baby peacocks for sale. Those are expensive, aren't they? I don't know. Should we get a baby peacock when we get home? I don't know. Anywho, Moses, right? He says you still need that one string. You still need the mezuzah. Reb Tzadok was a great genius. The prodigy of the Hasidic movement wasn't born Hasidic, incidentally. We know it was an interesting story how he joined the Hasidic movement. We don't have time now to tell the story. Fascinating story, though. So Reb Tzadok, he explains like this, and it's interesting because Reb Tzadok was, around when the early Zionist movement was beginning, and he was an opponent of the Zionist movement. Actually, I don't know if it's still there, but when I was a kid, if you go to the Battery Park Jewish Museum of Jewish Heritage in Battery Park in Lower Manhattan, they have there, and they present the different views, and Reb Tzadok is the one who's quoted presenting on the screen, presenting the anti-Zionist approach. So, and I think he talks about this here really in dismissing premature eschatology, and also dismissing those who believe that they can realize eschatology prematurely. Even though I don't know, one of my colleagues at work, he expresses the term eschatological as to mean something it's going to be there, but it's not quite there yet, right? And it's there in potential and not kinetically, right? So, and that's really the crux of this issue here. Someone said that a Kiruv rabbi has to use the word crux. I don't know why. It means cross. So it doesn't really make sense. Why would you use this word? But that, I saw this on Twitter. I think AY Humor said that. Anyway, I'm not really a Kiruv rabbi. Did I just hit those birds? I didn't mean to hit them. I thought they'd fly away. They usually fly away. Isn't that the deal that we have with the pigeons? Those are robins. Remember that? Anyway, the things that Korach was saying, there's a time and a place for that when Mashiach comes. But there's in Kabbalah, there's terms of or makif and or panimi. There's the surrounding light and there's the inner light. And you need to have the or panimi before you can have the or makif. That's why by most Ashkenazim, other than the Neo-Yakas, and I say Neo-Yakas because the old German way was the way we do it. If you learn about how Germany was before Katschatz and all these things, and they got scared of their own shadow, it was pretty much like Williamsburg. I'm saying Germany in the 1600s was more like Williamsburg or Kiryas Yol than like Washington Heights. With all due respect, I love Washington Heights. No, I don't mean to disrespect Washington Heights. I'm just saying they were into Kabbalah, they were into a lot of things like that. So anyway, but the thing was, you had there the Katschatz, right? And that was the problem. Even though it wasn't in Germany, but it didn't start in Germany. It came from Turkey, but it spread the whole Europe, the whole Klal Yisrael Kamat. At some point, was convinced by the Katschatz. It was only, once things started to go bad that people realized, oh, this is a mistake, right? And that's the problem with the people who stuck with it, after the mistake, right? So the but the thing is, then a lot of people threw out the baby with the bathwater, right? Because just because we're rejecting kashatz doesn't mean we're rejecting the Ariya Kodesh, and the Zohar Kodesh. That's what happened. The truth was, the Zayda Chavos Yor, he said he didn't really understand the Kisvei Ari, but it was clear that he did. But I think what he was really saying there is that that's how you have to approach Sifrei Kabbalah, not in a way of Havana, not in a rational way, but in an emotional way. If you try to approach Kabbalah rationally, you're missing the point. The point is it's supposed to be emotional, visceral, basic type of thing. Anyway, the point we're saying here about korach, really the arguments he's making, they have a makor. That's part of what we believe. That, eventually, yeah, koledim kulum kadoshim, yeah. Tal shekol tchelis, bayis molis farim. Yeah, we're eventually going to have this where we're living like Mashiach Zeiten or Makiv. But we have to start with the Orpanimi, yes? You have to first have when you're not even holding by the mezuzah on the door, you're not even holding by Psil Tchelis. What are you talking about a bayis molis farim? What are you talking about the Tal shekol tchelis? Mahalt nicht afil by the Psil Tchelis. That's pshat. And that's what we're bringing out here, is that you have to take everything one step at a time. Meloif nicht rein. You have to take hadraga. You have to take things step by step. Because if you rush into things too quickly, faster move like faster. It's all gonna fall out through your between your fingers. You try to catch too much, you're not gonna get anything. But you chap rein the kleine Sachen, you'll grow. So thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comments. We'll see you later.